In this video, you will discover the 5 strategies for what to do if he won't commit, but also won't let you go. Hi there, my name is Brody Boyd and I'm the actual husband of Antia. So I've been helping single men for over 16 years to attract the right woman for them. So I'll give you some of the key insights behind the male psychology and what actually makes them tick. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So strategy number 5 for what to do if he won't commit to you but also won't let you go is to get super clear on what you actually want. So why is this so important? Well, you have to actually have this crystal clear vision of where you're heading for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 20 years. What do you actually want? What do you actually want? Because if you're not crystal clear on what you want, it's going to be so easy to fall into a relationship out of comfort. And the reason I'm saying this is because he might not even be the right man for you. Is he what you actually want? That's the first step, because we don't want to send you down a path that's actually going to lead you to something you aren't going to be fulfilled by long term. So you have to actually plan it out, get out a piece of paper and vision. What do you actually want? What would be your ideal relationship? If you could have anything, if you could wave a magic wand, what kind of guy is he? How does he treat you? What kind of activities do you do together? What are his traits? What does he value? What are his goals? What kind of life are you building together? What are you accomplishing together? Do you want to have a business together? Do you want to have kids together? Do you want to travel the world? Do you just want to enjoy life? Do you want to build projects together? So get clear on what that is, because that's going to be key to making sure, for the other steps I'm going to mention here as well, making sure that you're actually heading in the right direction. And it'll also help to bring him around, because if you're really clear on what you want and he is it, he's going to feel that, and he's going to be impressed by your clarity. He's going to feel that clarity. But if you're really clear that he's not it, he's going to be able to let you go, because he's going to feel that energetic alignment as well, that it's just not a fit. He's going to start feeling that more when you're super aligned within yourself. Strategy number 4 is to reflect and journal on the highs and lows of your relationship so far. So what I mean by this is that if you're not clear on the highs and the low of your relationship up till this point, you're not going to be able to really see what strategies are going to help you moving forward with either being free of him or having him actually commit. So what I mean by this is look back in your relationship so far with him. What were the high moments? Where were you guys really working? Where were things like where he felt committed to you? He was even actually committing to you in certain ways. You guys were just growing more and more aligned. What were those moments? What were you guys doing? What was your mindset during those times? What was his mindset during those times? What was the environment around you? Where were those high moments? What was so great that was going on between you and him, and just you by yourself and him by himself also, but in the same moments? What was the high moments? Then you want to get clear on what were the low moments. What were those low moments where things were tough, where he was drifting away, where you were drifting away maybe, where you were fighting, or you were both just having not the greatest energy between each other. Maybe you were having some differentiating ideas about where your relationship should be heading or where your life should be heading. Just where were those low moments when things got really tough between the two of you? So actually write those out. Write them out on a piece of paper. The high moments, low moments. You could just divide the sheet in half. Now look at those and see what the patterns are. What were the patterns between all those high moments? What was the common denominator between them? What made things so great between the two? And now look at the low moments. What was the common denominator? What made things so low? And now what you'll be able to do is actually you'll be able to strategize with him and see, maybe you actually start to understand why he might be not wanting to commit, or also why he's not letting you go. Maybe he's not letting you go because the high moments were so great, but then you have all these other things that weren't working. And then it's looking at, okay, what are these things that weren't working and how can you fix those, the low moments? Or it's also looking at maybe he only sees the low moments because you guys have drifted away from those high moments, and now you're just doing things that are routine, or that just you're fighting a lot, or you're conflicting, or there's different visions. And now you can work on those to get back some of those high moments, and then he may want to commit fully. He'll be called to commit fully because he'll feel like you're bringing back what's making things work, what made him want to commit in the first place, or what made him want to start dating you in the first place. So that's a really big key. Strategy number 3 is to use the open dialogue technique. So what is the open dialogue technique? Well, this is a super powerful technique to bring you both closer together and understand where you're heading, so that either you're going to commit fully and you're going to feel that alignment, he's going to feel that alignment and want to commit, or it's going to make it very clear that you guys aren't the right fit for each other and he's going to be able to let you go. So this technique consists of 3 parts. So what you're going to do is ask him questions about himself to get to understand him more. Stephen Covey, who wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said in that book, seek first to understand before seeking to be understood. And this is super key and super important for all human relationships, especially romantic relationships. You have to understand where he's coming from first, deeply and fully, so then you can actually share where you are and see where the alignment might be. And that's what this technique helps with. So what you want to do is find some uninterrupted time when you're either having dinner together or you're sitting together during the weekend, you're hanging out, where you're not going to be interrupted, and you're going to actually say to him, hey, I heard about this cool open dialogue technique that couples can do. It's an interesting technique. I'm just curious if you want to do it. It basically helps us to understand each other better. Or you can just straight out ask him and say, hey, we don't often get to talk about this stuff a lot, but I actually just want to know more about, how you're doing, where you're at. So the first question you want to ask him is, how do you feel? Like, how are you feeling? Just about everything with where we're at, with the relationship. Like, how do you feel, like, emotionally? Like, what's going on for you? Like, how are you feeling? And then he'll probably share. If he doesn't share, you could just, whatever you need to do, ease it up a little bit and say, hey, I'm just really curious about, how you're doing, and just like how you're feeling about us and everything. How do you feel? And so you want to, hopefully he'll share some emotions, how he's feeling. I'm good. He might just give you a one-word answer. That's possible as well. Good. Or he might say, I'm sad, or I'm bad, or I'm angry. That's okay. Whatever he says is fine. Just move along with it. And then the next question is to say why. Why are you feeling that way? Especially if he gave you a negative emotion or even a happy emotion, ask him why. Why are you feeling so great about things? Or why is it, what makes it so great? Or why are you feeling sad? Or why are you feeling upset? So that will help you to get deeper. If he gives you just a one-word answer, no matter what he says, that'll help you to get deeper. Just ask him, why do you not want to share? Or why are you feeling good? Or why are you upset? Then part 3 is to ask him, what do you want? What do you want? How do you want things to move forward? What are your goals? And he'll hopefully say what he actually wants in the relationship. There's something that's maybe on his mind that he hasn't got to share with you because it hasn't been the safe container. He might actually say what he wants, and that'll give you the clues to actually what will make him commit as well. Or maybe what will let you go. And then you're going to share the same things for yourself as well. What you want, how you feel, why you feel that way, and what you want. And you're going to see if you guys have an alignment. And that'll make it very clear. If you guys are on the same page, you have the same goals, 5 years from now, or right now at least, same values, same goals, it's going to be very clear. And it's going to be more likely that he's going to want to commit because he's going to feel that resonance or not. And it's going to be time to move past the relationship. Hopefully then he will be able to let you go. Now, strategy number 2. To get him to commit, even if he doesn't want to let you go, is to meet more men. Based on these other strategies you've already used, it'll become very clear if there's a possibility of you being together, if it's a good fit, if he's going to want to commit. And either way, whether he's still then not wanting to commit, not wanting to move forward, or you guys don't have the same goals, he's not ready, or doesn't want to commit, but he also doesn't want to let you go. Either way, it's time for you to start opening your horizons. It's time for you to start meeting more men. As one saying I love to say, when in doubt, meet more men. Because when you meet more men, when you expose yourself to more people, more social situations, it's going to broaden your horizons. It's going to show you what's out there, what's available. And it's also going to just help you have a better life outside of him and see possibilities outside of him. And you just got to keep doing it, keep improving yourself and getting out there until you start to get some traction with that. Putting yourself on online dating sites, going out to social events. Once we have social events, going out to those, but at least starting to cultivate a social life outside of him and exposing yourself to new romantic possibilities and also life possibilities. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help him to feel, that's going to help you to energetically open yourself up, but that's also going to help him to see, wow, if I don't lock her down, she might meet another guy and I should commit to her. Or it's going to help him to say, like, okay, I'm just going to let her go and finally let you move on. But either way, you have to hold strong to that and you have to open yourself up, and he might try to fight you about it, but just say, I want to be, these are my goals in life. This is what I want. And, it sounds like we're not on the same page. So I have to make myself available for that. Because you'll have uncovered those things with the previous steps. So that's super important. When in doubt, meet more men. And finally, strategy number 1 is to set real boundaries. You have to set real boundaries. After all of this has been done, all the other steps we went through, and he's still not letting you go. He's still not letting you move on, and he's still not committing. You have to set boundaries. You have to be willing to say no, and say no, like, this isn't working for me. This doesn't work. This isn't what I want. And I have to go for what I want. Life is too short to settle for being in a mediocre state, being in limbo. I'm not made to be in limbo. I want to have this in my life. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. I want to travel. I want to be with a partner. I want to build things. Whatever it is you want, you have to be clear on that, and you have to be willing to say no. That's part of it, is raising your standards. It's really what you're doing there, and you're saying no to what you don't want. You're telling this to him as well as to the universe. You're saying no to what you don't want so you can say yes to what you do want, the life that you want, the experience that you want, the accomplishments that you want, and then you'll be able to move forward. Then you'll be able to have that vision. And you have to be strong here. This is going to be the toughest part, probably, is where you have to set boundaries. If the other steps, nothing has changed, you have to be willing to set those boundaries and keep them solid, because also you're not going to be able to open up to the new life. You're not going to be able to have what you really want as long as you're in this gray zone where there's sort of this and sort of that, and maybe we'll work out, maybe we won't. There's nothing really going to happen there. In your life, you're not going to move forward. You're going to be stuck until you can set those boundaries. And so that's where you have to, get some support from friends. Tell yourself positive affirmations. You're a valuable woman. You deserve exactly what you want. Write down your goals, visualize your goals, create a vision board so you're excited about that. You see the possibility that you can have that, you deserve it, and that it'll help you to say no to those times when he wants to hang out, when he wants to have a booty call, when he wants to basically just play games. You have to say no to that, and you have to be willing to be strong in those moments. And that in itself, he may prove himself. He may say, well, you know what? I actually do really want this, and I want to have this, and I'm going to commit, and I'm going to change this, and this is why. Then you can say, okay, let's do it. But unless he gives you those clear signs, no, it's a boundary there, because you're opening up to what you actually want. You're going to be available to the right man, to the right relationship to come to you. So those were the 5 strategies to help you to get him to commit, or even when he doesn't want to let you go. And super important, super key. So if you like these tips, if you like these strategies, what's next for you on your journey? Well, first off, I highly recommend, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so you get more videos like this from me and my wife and other experts that we bring on how to attract that amazing, incredible relationship, as well as watch our free playlist course that we created on how to have an emotionally healthy relationship and get men to want to commit to you. And you can do that by clicking the button, clicking the box over here. And we also have a special gift, which is our Magnetize Your Man quiz, where you get free customized strategies to attract the right man for you, which you could go onto our website to get that, magnetizeyourman.com, or also have the link over here as well. So awesome. Hope this was helpful. Much love, and we look forward to talking again very soon. Bye-bye.